Hello, flower friend. This is Jen, and you are listening to the Floral Hustle podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about if you should really invest in yourself with training or a coach, or should you literally just YouTube it and try to figure it out from there. I have been seeing a lot of posts in a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm in asking this exact question, and everybody basically saying, you can just YouTube it and learn everything. And I used to be that person. I used to be the person that literally thought, for one, I knew everything because I'd been a florist for so long. So how could I, spend a bunch of money and really get my value out because I knew everything, which was so bonehead of me in the big picture, because I literally have learned so much from the courses I've taken. I have personally invested probably about $45,000 just in coaching and courses and masterminds and development of myself. So personal development. I went all in on myself because I, as a business owner, am my greatest asset of my business, because my brain is what comes up with ideas. My brain is what, teaches people to make my ideas. My brain is what's selling to my clients. And so realistically, you are your biggest asset, and are you treating it as such? So about 4 years ago, I literally hadn't spent any money on myself. I hadn't done anything really to date. And all of that changed. One of my friends talked me into going to Flowerstock, which Flowerstock seemed like this just kind of crazy thing. I couldn't believe I was leaving my family to go get on an airplane and learn about flowers when I already knew about everything. But I was so surprised. When I got there, it was at Holly Chapple's farm with Holly Chapple, who is just amazing, has this beautiful farm that she grows tons of flowers, and she brought all these amazing florists together to help educate and really elevate everybody who attended. And it wasn't just people teaching design. It was people like elevating your mindset, making sure that you feel aligned as a business owner, and just so out of the box that I left, and I was in love with learning again. I was in love with growing flowers because I saw how much joy it brought the designers to be able to go out and pick flowers for themselves. And I just saw some out of the box designs that I was just so excited about. There, Sue McCleary was there, Passion Flower Sue. Gabriela Salazar of Musa Flores was there. And I also met this creative business owner coach who I later joined her mastermind. Her name is Julie Tobi, and she helped me really just come to an agreement of where I want my business to be and where it was and what would really truly make me happy. And so that whole thing changed my life. I literally left there, decided I was going to grow flowers. I signed up. I learned about Floret Farms there as well, which was so crazy. I hadn't heard of it before, but I signed up for her workshop and just got on this path of wanting to learn, wanting to be the best version of myself, really knowing that I was my biggest asset of my business was me. It wasn't me investing in more crap. It wasn't me and making prettier proposals. Like, my brain and what I know literally was my biggest asset of my business. And so I needed to start teaching or treating it as such, because I had not been teaching it anything new. I had not been pushing myself from a personal development standpoint. I literally just wanted to be done learning after high school. And that was not the approach of growth. So do I think you should YouTube it? If there is a certain thing you want to learn, I definitely think YouTube can help. Actually, these podcasts are on YouTube because I do think that there is a place for it. But I have also invested in Sue McCleary's virtual studio. I've invested. Julie from the Flowerstock had a virtual mastermind that literally was all creative business owners just coming together and collaborating. So I to date have spent probably like $45,000 in the last few years working on being the best version of myself. And every year that I've invested, my business growth has been exponentially matching that, if not, from the year before to now, I doubled it. And so I know that investment has paid off. And I know that when I see people investing in themselves from a coaching perspective with the clients that I personally coach, that it makes a huge difference, because when you learn and you get that knowledge to do something, you get the confidence commensurate with that, which is invaluable. Confidence propels your business. Confidence literally can sell a couple that you are the florist for them. Confidence can help you have the guts to reach out to another planner. Confidence can do so much that without learning, that confidence is so much harder to come by, because you aren't basically walking the walk to your brain, so that it just is building that confidence at the same time. I also invested on one-on-one coaches. I went and did days with a couple of florists that are local that I absolutely adore and that I wanted to be around their energy. Not only did I want to learn, but I wanted to be in their energy and see what that felt like and elevate my own energy. And that is so critical, because if you are in the same lane all the time, you don't dream bigger, you don't think bigger, you think that just looks like a pain in the ass. And it is not, because I have grown my business revenue, I've grown my average wedding cost, because I just have literally elevated myself to a different level. And after I did some, bigger kind of initial investments, of like, I was going to go through a rebrand, and I did one-on-one coaching with a couple of the florists that I mentioned. I did the mastermind. I did another mastermind that was just literally with a couple influencers that I absolutely think are amazing, that I did their mastermind. And then I circled back. I felt like I got to this level, and I found someone who was at an even higher level that I wanted to be in their energy. I wanted to get their opinions on my grand vision for my business. I wanted to see what their tactics to get there would be. And so I dug in with a bigger investment again, so I could go to the next level. And sometimes, that initial question of, should I invest in myself or YouTube, or am I on team invest in myself in general? Part of that reason I'm a coach is because I know that coaching and training can change someone's life. And, that comes a lot back to the confidence that comes in your design work, your pricing, your proposals, and even in your consultations. And that confidence can drive your business forward. Since I've done more coaching, my confidence, I've always had high confidence, but it's just brought it to another level. But sometimes learning something is not only, or even just a financial investment, it is an investment of your time. So sometimes that is the biggest investment of them all when you are an entrepreneur, because your time is spread thin. And one thing that I've really gone all in on is investing in time on podcasts. And I wanted to talk about a couple podcasts that I listen to that I think are great. The Gold Digger podcast with Jenna Kutcher, Women of Impact with Lisa Bellew, She Means Business Show, and then The Mindset Mentor and Earn Your Happy with Lori Harder. There's also some florist geared podcasts. And that's, of course, like my podcast, The Floral Hustle, but Botanical Brouhaha is an amazing podcast. Flower Ed, I love her energy and frequency is part of her whole strategic plan. The Flower Podcast and the Team Flower Podcast are also great podcasts. So even if you aren't going and diving in and paying for the course or paying for a coach, literally in the background when you're designing, you could be up-leveling yourself by listening to people who have an elevated way of thinking, a different perspective than potentially you have. And when you get to the point to invest in like a design course, online or in person, or if you're looking to invest in in a different way, that could be, in-person coaching. That could be like, I do monthly coaching with people to help really set goals and get them to push themselves, because it's really easy to get off the wagon of, these are my goals and I have this time frame to work on it, when you are not holding yourself accountable. But if I was here holding you accountable that in 2 weeks, we're going to meet for our next 45-minute session, and your need to work on these things by then, like, you sure are going to work hard to make sure that is done. Because when you show up at that call with me, you want to make sure that you did your part, because it's hard to support or grow if you're not making the promises to yourself and keeping them. So I want to help push you. I hope this podcast helps pushes you. Literally, even your partner can help push you if you just show them where you need the push. You don't want to just say, I want you to push me harder, because that's not going to feel good. You're going to feel like you're just getting pushed at all angles. Tell them how they could help keep you accountable. I literally told my husband, stop buying freaking cheesecake because it's not helping me lose weight. He has not bought cheesecake for 2 months, which I am so happy for. But unless I told him, he thought he was being kind because he thought he was buying me a treat and showing that he loved me. But that's not the kind of love that I need right now. I need his love as saying, tough love, you're not having the cheesecake, sweetheart. So can your partner support you in that same fashion? Can a coach like myself support you and help push you? And a lot of people are like, what does a florist business coach even help with? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I'm going to help you build proposals that will sell. I'm going to help you build a consultation that is going to make them fall in love with you. I'm going to help you build all the tools that you need to successfully price and sell your weddings. If you need help with social media, I'm going to teach you confidence. I will help you learn how to be more confident in your business, because you owe it to yourself, if you want your business to be successful, to push yourself in things that feel uncomfortable. And taking uncomfortable action sometimes is showing your face on Instagram. I hope this helped kind of clarify. There are some free ways to become your best version of yourself, but sometimes getting your credit card out as a tax deduction can really help move yourself, because you are learning from people who have done it, have been there, and have pushed themselves to go where you want to be right now. If you look at somebody and you're like, I would love that business. I would love to feel or act the way she does. I would love to make her bouquets. Whatever it is, sometimes you're just going to need to push yourself. And sometimes that includes getting your credit card out. And I sure know that pulling your credit card definitely doesn't always feel the best, because you're just so worried. But I know that in the long run, it has been so worth it for me and building my business. And I just know how much it could potentially help you. Thank you so much for listening, flower friend. And I hope you have an amazing flower-filled week.